thumbs up, they die, or thumbs up, they continue to live.
Spears and Steinberg.
You know what the it is?
Aries and Andy. Jew and the jerk.
You know it's time to get this work.
The real raw, gutter, uncut, cold. No political corrections.
Always sleep.
Being awoke. We discuss politics and jokes.
Scribe, we lit.
There's levels to this shit. Before you was on your mama.
Harry Spears don't give a fuck.
We talk about race a lot, racism. Much love to my loyal bag holders.
Rollers, loaders.
We got them in the folders.
The whole world on our shoulders.
Spears and Steinberg.
Yeah.
So, I think as I'm ascending into my success, I can start to scratch certain things off the list that no longer have to be done. And I'm not saying it's going to happen. Can you turn me up a little bit? Just a little bit? Yeah. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but Bridgeport might be on the chopping block.
I don't know. Because I like the guys that do Bridgeport. I like the guys, the Stress Factory people.
Which guys is that?
The Stress Factory. I like Vinny. I like Derek.
Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about Bridgeport.
Yeah, I know. But they're a package deal, kind of. Not, they don't have to be, but
no, they don't absolutely have to be.
Yeah.
And depending on how tonight goes, will be the deciding factor whether or not I give it the Roman Empire thumbs up, they die, or thumbs up, they continue to live.
Dude, it's just last time we were here, we had really good shows. But I will say this, and listen, I'm not on the people that came out. I appreciate every one of you that came out. Not every one of you. There's a few of you, and I think you know who you are. Because I made it perfectly clear.
Oh, that one gay. Oof.
I didn't like the couple on the first Thursday show.
Oh, that was terrible.
Yeah. Anyway, like I said, was that you?
Yes, of course it's him.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry.
All the see how easily my ADD kicks in, and
especially with that whatever that
was. I thought I was in trouble at school. No, here's what I was going to say. There's a big golf tournament going on in Long Island right now. And when we were here last time, I don't think we were up against anything. We had the golf tournament. There's some other things that are going on the East Coast right now. And I think a lot of people that, Bridgeport is a very small community. It gets people to come out from other areas. And I don't think that as many people came out from the other areas. And I think that's some of the reason we're
I was trying to figure out, because listen, nothing is as bad as Cleveland. So I was trying to compare them to something. They're not Cleveland. They're not Baltimore Comedy Factory, which I never was a huge fan of.
I never minded Baltimore.
I just did. To me, it was I didn't look forward to it.
I got you.
But they ain't D.C. and they ain't Houston and they ain't Ontario or Philly. They're not even Hartford, Connecticut. It's somewhere not in the middle. It leans more towards better than the middle, but again, it's not on the end of bad. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I said to you, this feels like one of those places, because let's be honest. This is Bridgeport, Connecticut. They don't have a professional sports team. This ain't the most sexiest city. It ain't a Houston. It ain't a, New York, L.A., Chicago.
It ain't a. That's the name of this Bridgeport. We ain't a.
It's almost like when something major or someone major, not saying I'm major, but come on. When somebody comes to town and there's a reason for them to put on their dress clothes, they go all out, which means they overdo everything. The liquor, the excitement. Every show, there is someone that needs to be, whoa!
Well, there isn't much going. Look at the downtown. There's like 3 restaurants down here.
Yeah.
Every time we go to do something, we don't even stay in a hotel here. We have to stay outside the
very first time I came here, which of course was without you, there was a hotel literally down the
Holiday
street.
Inn.
And that closed down.
And it was a Holiday Inn.
Yeah.
It was a Holiday Inn. I just want to say that all the time. And it closed down because now it's condos.
Right.
Because the first time I came here, that was still open.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the next time I came here, that was gone.
Right.
And now we stay in a different town. So it tells you a little bit about the size of Bridgeport. So unless you get some people coming from other areas, it just doesn't have that same pop. And last time was great. This time,
It's so weird because it's like you look at it on a map, you're like, boom.
it's in a
Couple
great area.
hours from New York City.
Yeah.
Less than that, actually.
It's 67 miles.
On the water? Like, that's good real estate.
If you look at New York, and even, what's another major city close to here? Well, it's not close, but you know what I
Boston?
mean? No, Boston's further away.
Well, Philly's not that far away, is it?
Okay, so it's almost like if you were to have an incestual relationship with a family member, Bridgeport is like the fourth cousin. You wouldn't your immediate cousin, but it would be the fourth cousin you could that the kid wouldn't come out.
It's a very interesting way of putting it. I would just say that if you had to cut half the shows from your roster, if they said, hey, Aries, you can no longer work, you work almost 50 weeks a year. I think you probably work like 48.
Mm-hmm. And how many weeks are in a year?
52.
Okay.
So if we have to cut it in half, it wouldn't make the cut, Bridgeport.
If I had to cut it in half, I might squeeze it in there.
I'd say it's just on it's just on that edge. I think it might be 23. It might be number 23.
Okay.
How has it been years like? How was it like last year?
Last year was good.
It's always been touch and go. That's what I'm saying. Like Cleveland is consistently bad. Philly is consistently good. This is, and even Hartford, it leans more on the side of good.
Yeah.
I'd say out of 100%, I'd give Hartford 85, 90 almost. This is 40, 60.
See, in Hartford, there's the manager is really cool.
Or 60, 40. Something like that.
Well, okay. I'll take that, but you also have to understand the manager that runs Hartford, which is Fred.
Yeah.
He lives there. So he's part of the community. He when people move there, when people are leaving, they have friends. I mean, he gets nice and he can get employees. This is a smaller employee pool, and no one lives here. Everybody was working from somewhere else, the people who run it. And I was talking to the lady last night who owns the restaurant that we go to afterwards.
Yeah. Beautiful Jamaican lady.
And she said it's really hard, because of the small pool of people that live here that work. They don't that don't have jobs that are looking for work. It's hard for them to get really good staff. And then if you don't have someone that's on top of it constantly, that's tough.
I wish I knew the name of the spot we go to next door, the bar/food. Because I got to tell you, big shout out to her because the owners of that place are Jamaican. And I got to tell you, man, Jamaicans, and I'm glad because now this kind of debunks what I'm about to say, but Jamaicans generally have a I don't give a attitude. But she gave a so maybe that kind of debunked, or maybe because she's a woman.
Well, she's also from the Bronx.
Okay, that too. But again, being a woman where the inclination is to be more loving and nurturing and caring, a real good woman/mother, wife, doesn't want anybody to go hungry. So long story short, we finished the show. Thursday night, we had one show, so we had plenty of time. But 2 shows on a Friday and Saturday. By the time we're done, the kitchen's basically closed. And, they got like Jamaican jerk chicken, jerk shrimp with the rice and peas, Jamaican rice and peas. And I had that on Thursday, and it was mwah. So I finished the show. I rushed over there, trying to hopefully the kitchen is just.
Yeah, you left us there. You text
Right.
me. I'm going over to the spot.
So the dude, the owner, the husband, he's outside, and it's bustling in the patio area out front. And everybody's going, yo, Aries Spears, yo, Aries Spears, yo. Do you know who this is? Do you know who this is? And he kind of gave me the little, whatever look. And then I went one point, hey, man, is it possible? Is the kitchen closed? I really want to get something to eat. Here, the kitchen's closed, man. There's nothing we can do. So everybody kept going, yo, man, you know who this is? Yo, this is Aries Spears. I don't care, man. I don't care. The kitchen's closed. What you want me to do? I said, one of the doormen who essentially hooked me up goes, yo, man, you can't turn on the fryer for nothing. I go, dude, I would really love the jerk shrimp again. That order right there takes a lot of preparation. There's nothing I can do. At least chicken? I don't care who he is. So then the doorman, after about 5 minutes, goes, "Man, come here. So I go in the joint. He introduces me to the queen. And the moment she saw me, she lit up. And I said, yeah, I don't want to get nobody in trouble. You can't get me in trouble, baby. I'm the wife. I run the place. Don't worry about him. I'm the queen. She turned the shit on, made me something to eat, jerk chicken wings and fries. But I told her, gave her a hug and a kiss. She couldn't have been sweeter. But again, if it wasn't for her, I said, maybe if I was Bob Marley, the would have lost it. But he didn't give a about Aries Spears.
No, this is the thing, though. This is the thing about fame. When you go out of your way like that, I'm not saying you shouldn't, but if you have, like, he closed up for the night. He was done. He was just hanging out. He wasn't ready to open up a kitchen, clean up stuff. He's prioritizing you over himself in the time he's about to have. And he refused to. And I like that culturally when people go, no, man, I don't care who you are. I'm gonna chill. Like I put in my time.
You know, but here's where I debunk that. Someone will break their rules for someone.
Yes, they will.
I'm just not the guy he would have broke the rules for. If I was his favorite whatever, he would have done it.
Yeah.
But he didn't know me, so he didn't care. And he didn't care that everybody else cared.
Yeah. That's fair.
What you gonna do, man?
Why is he supposed to make his night rougher? Because you need something to eat. There's places to go eat.
Not in Bridgeport.
Well, in Bridgeport. No, you're right. Not in Bridgeport, because you even have to travel to go to a McDonald's.
Come on, man. We don't have a. We're not a.
We don't have a.
Yeah.
We're not a.
All right.
I like that.
Let's jump ahead.
I just wanted to comment on your bipolar coastal attire.
I'm repping both places where I'm from. This is where I'm from. This is where I live. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with that. So there's this clip I sent to you. I don't know. You the one on Seinfeld. Did you watch it?
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
see
no,
this.
I'm gonna play it now.
When did you send it to me? This morning?
The other day. Yesterday, I think. Yesterday, I think. Don't look for it now.
I just want to see it. Go ahead, play it. I just can't believe I didn't see it.
I wanted your response to this clip, because I know that when we've talked about Seinfeld, for lack of better words, I almost described him like, damn, Seinfeld is a little bit of a. But you know, he kind of explains this, and it kind of, in certain aspects, reminded me of something you've kind of alluded to. And Anthony, this is the part. Remember where I sent you. What's that noise?
She's vacuuming.
Oh, god damn. I sent you the clips, Anthony. So as I show this to Andy, actually play the clips.
Right here. Play the clip right there.
That's hilarious. If that could be done.
You don't think you are?
No, I don't. I try, but it's an effort. And all my friends and my wife are amazing with people. So I kind of like to be with them, and they kind of can interface and engage.
Why do you think that is with you? You just don't care
I'm not
about
interested.
that? Yeah.
I'm not. If someone wants to chat casually,
You hate small talk.
my brain is like, I have to really think, what do you say now? Boy, it's chilly for late March, isn't it? Yeah, what do you say? What do you say? It's true, it is chilly for late March. What do you say about that? I don't know. But if you want to talk about, can you believe they added 2 months to that the calendar used to be 10 months, and then they added the two Roman emperors. Okay, now we're talking about something. Now I can talk.
So he was, and in context, the caption was, Jerry Seinfeld opens up about why small talk feels impossible. So it's almost like he's saying, like, it's chilly for March. Okay, it is. What do you want me to say? But then when he says a thing about the 2 months added, now we're talking about Roman emperors. Now we got something to say. What's your take on that?
I agree with him. I understand. There's a social norm where if you don't really know someone, entering into small talk can allow you to enter into a conversation, and that it could lead to more. His point is, though, what are we going to do with the small talk? Yes, it's unusually cold for March. What the?
So is that to say he just doesn't like talking to people?
I don't think that he likes just talking for talking's sake.
Because who starts a conversation with, yeah, something March, the Roman emperors?
Yeah,
Who
but
goes there?
I think what he was saying, though, is it doesn't have to be the Roman emperor.
Emperors.
Yeah, I think it has to be interesting. Why do I want to have small talk conversation? I want to have interesting conversation. If you want to have small talk to the people around me that protect me from these small conversations.
But doesn't small talk lead to the bigger, better conversation?
Sometimes.
Who just starts,
most of the time?
That's
not.
that's like it's foreplay. Like who if you're gonna f a woman, who just starts out with they out? There's kissing, there's touching, there's noodling, there's caressing. You build up to pulling my out. So if you just go, hey, I just met you, and I'm just gonna go, hey man, in March, the two emperors, like, dude, we gotta start out.
You know what it's leading to. Benign conversation just leads to carbon dioxide being unleashed into the atmosphere. It doesn't lead to anything. It can, but take it up. Come up with something that interests me. I talk to people for a living. Say something interesting to me. I don't want to hear just some pedantic talk about nothing.
Well, that was the other thing. Like, you're Seinfeld. You talk for a living. So now you don't want to talk?
Well, if it's interesting, you do.
Okay.
I think it's fine. I think with how many times have you been at a place though, and then someone finds out you're a comedian, and they said, "Tell me a joke."
Well, not okay.
Okay, so how many times do you think he knows that these conversations are leading to someone? And this is very important. And I don't know that, and I know you'll agree with this. I don't know how far you'll go with this. You have to understand, and I don't suffer from this. You do, and I see other comedians suffer from this though. When the interaction you're having with the person is the interaction that they've imagined happening.
Yeah, you said that.
And they imagine it going in a completely different way than you could ever imagine it, because you have no idea who this person is. They have an idea who you are. This moment came where they get to meet you. And it's always funny because people will tell you, they'll shake your hand. Hey, man, big fan. It was great to meet you. You didn't meet me. You shook my hand. We didn't have a meeting. A meeting would be there would be an engagement where I knew you and you knew me and we walked away from each other. That's a meeting. I met you. You met me. We walked away. There was no meeting. You shook my hand. I said thanks for the love. I didn't get to know you at all. I didn't get to even maybe know your name or anything, and you walked away. That's not a meeting. It's trivial. And I'm not saying it's not necessary. It may be. But if that happened to you hundreds of thousands of times a day, I understand it. I really understand it. When I watch that and people go, man, it's good to meet you. And then they walk away. Oh, it was nice meeting you. And I want them to go, was it? Was it really nice? You're going to go home? Now, like the other night, we went and the guy was driving us. And you got out of the car and he goes, can I get a picture? He wanted that for his wife. He wanted to show that he met you while he was driving. You got out, you took a picture. Did you guys meet? Well, you're not friends, but you met a little bit. You talked, arms, took a picture. It was a memory that you can take. Shaking your hand in front of a restaurant and saying, I'm a big fan, and walking away and going, nice to meet you. It never happened. Like, you could go away the next day and that you're never, ever going to think about that again. That never happened. It happened for him. It never happened for you.
But in the technical sense, he did meet you.
Yeah, but it never happened. Because when you walk away, you'll never think about that guy again, ever. It'll never have a moment. Not that you would, but his name didn't enter your brain. Nothing happened. That is a meeting. What is a meeting? I think that the difference is the definition of what a meeting is. Just saying, I never walked up to someone and go, hey, it was nice to meet you, and then felt like I had some kind of connection, because I don't have a memory. I don't have a thing in my head that makes me go, oh, when he meets me, he's going to go, oh, you were a genius, and we should continue to talk. That's what's going on in other people's heads when they meet you.
Right.
That they're going to have something's going to spark. I'm not saying that's true with everybody.
I just get the sense that if you're not on Jerry's level, in terms of stature. I'm not saying fame, but success. Because again, if you're one of the best surgeons in the region, and he meets you at some function, and he knows that you're a surgeon, then I could see him talking to you. But I just think that there's a, for lack of better words, a beneath me vibe. That if you're not on his level, on some degree, you're not gonna get his time.
I don't know if it's levels. I really don't. I think it's interest. If you don't have the same interest, if you don't have something that's going the same way, thought-wise, thought-provoking, no.
Okay.
But I understand. I don't think it's a horrible thing, and I think he's honest about it.
Here's the
It's
second
Seinfeld, though, too. He's always kind of doing making everything life a little bit of a bit.
A lot of people have said that he's heavy on the spectrum. You know, he has a different thought process. And there's nothing wrong with that either. It's, but if you seem normal, that can, I shouldn't have said normal. If you seem like you are,
spectrumless.
yeah, spectrumless, that if you could have normal, I don't want to use the word normal, but it is the word, a normal interaction with someone. I don't think he's capable of a normal interaction.
That's what he said.
Yeah, he needs to be stimulated in a way that removes him from whatever he's thinking to bring him into that conversation. And then, because he said it, if I said to you, it's still a little cool for March, cool for March, you go, yeah, it is. And he has to think about, is it? Well, let me see, March. And then he goes through a whole process. Yeah, that's a tough place to put someone. And it's for no interesting reason whatsoever. My mom calls me every day, and she'll go, is it really cold out there? During the wintertime. And I go, I don't know, Mom. I go, I know it's kind of cold because I can see out the window, but I haven't even been outside yet today. And I don't like to talk about the weather. I think unless a boat is pulling up to my front door, I don't really, there's nothing interesting about weather.
And then before you get off the phone, she goes, watch out for them niggas when you go outside. So this second clip I wanted to play, and this speaks to my shirts that are available now at ariespears.com. Built 80s Tough. I saw this thing, this clip, and Anthony, this is the other clip I'm gonna want you to play about the cartoons from our day, and it's some of the most racist in the world. All right, here we go.
Everything I
One little, two little, three little engines. 4 little, 5 little, 6 little engines. Sorry, that one was a half-breed.
35, 40, 45, 50.
1, 2, 3, hi, 1, 2, 3, hi, 1, 2, 3, hi, 1, 2, 3, hi.
Built 80s Tough, baby.
Yeah.
No
That
way
was
that
the
happens
80s?
today.
No, that was probably done in those were probably done in late 60s.
Yeah, but
But they were played regularly in the 80s, and no one said shit about
and
it.
just so for the people listening that couldn't see it, one was Bugs Bunny shooting at some Indians, and he was writing down the kills, 1 little, 2 little, 3 little Indians. The others was some blackface innuendos and some Chinese mocking of Chinese with the eyes and the language.
And some Zig Heils.
And some Zig Heils. And, when you read the comments, of course, it's an abundance of people going, there's nothing to be offended by.
It's mocking it.
It's mocking it. It's a cartoon. Get over it. Those were the days.
But people are really, what? I don't know how much I mean what I'm about to say.
That is the most political.
No.
I'm going to take accountability, but not answer.
No,
I like it.
No.
I don't like it.
I
I
should
like
start that before every podcast.
No, I don't. But I really don't know how much I believe about what I'm about to say because I understand it, but I also understand being offended You have the right to be offended as well. But it seems like in a time, and I know we're all having issues and we're breaking down everything and things are happening. We don't like certain people in office and certain people not in office. And we all have these ideas of the way things should be. But we have these ideas because we have a lot of time. Because we have been a prosperous time with very little war in our country all this time. And when you have that kind of time, you can spend it breaking down the past and what it is and what it means and getting to the details. And when you get into the details, it's like, we're detailing our country. We're detailing it. You can wash your car. It takes a couple minutes. Or you can detail the car. And that takes a longer time. You get in there, and then you get little Q-tips out, and you can get some tweezers. You can get a toothpick and clean out the little crevices. That takes a lot longer. And I think we're getting into it and trying to really feel it in a different way. And we're breaking down everything, so much so that we should realize that we're flawed, and that the truth is, as people, we're flawed. And I think sometimes when you look at a cartoon like that, you realize people are flawed. That's why we make these things, and that's why they're funny.
But the danger in that is that, remember, these are geared towards kids who might, while laughing at that, will take that to school and then maybe with the little Asian kid, pulling the eyes so that they're slanty because they saw that in a cartoon and thought that was okay.
Yeah.
That's going to happen either way.
Maybe not more so today. No, I don't think today, no.
But
come on, man, these kids are soft as baby nuts, nigga.
But then you just said it. They're soft. It doesn't build up any thicker skin. I see all this online about Trump, and they said his skin's so thin. Skin's thin. That's why he said. But aren't we building a nation of thin-skinned people?
Yeah, eighth place trophies.
So if we're commenting on someone who we're saying his skin is so thin, that's why he reacts the way that he does. But we want to build a nation of nothing but thin-skinned people because they can't.
So good or bad thing that those cartoons existed?
Well, it goes back to what I was saying. Is like I don't know if I 100% believe in what I'm saying because I see the value in having the conversation about why these are inappropriate. But core, we laughed at them. A core
because we didn't know no better.
But it was also because it hit a core that's funny. Mocking and looking at things that are true, but mocking the way that we look at them is funny.
How did you start off with this? You said, I don't know if what I think I'm going to say is...
If I actually 100% believe in what I'm about to say.
Yeah, I don't believe in what I just said just now. But when I went, it's wrong. We should know better. Because now I'm contradicting myself in terms of, again, that's what made me.
But that's what I'm trying to say. That's why I'm saying I don't know. I 100% believe in what I'm about to say because I have a mixed feeling about these things. Yes, I get I do understand that we have become higher level individuals and we should be able to see some cracks in this ideas that we've had and why that's inappropriate. But that being inappropriate also makes us who we are, and also if it's done to mock and not to minimize someone, then it's also mocking our old culture too, and we're hiding from it, and we're making thin-skinned people. I understand that some of this has brought out some of the worst in people, but it's also brought out some of the best in people.
And see, that's one that I should have had on my shirt. I had one where it said, "We watch cartoons that were made for boys." That's another one I could have put on there. We watch cartoons that were racist but built us. So again, Built 80s Tough, available at ariespears.com, along with the other shirt. I'm not going to bring home the bacon and fry it, along with the other shirt. I know life ain't fair, but why does it go out of its way to be cruel? And then the upcoming shirt, take life with a grain of salt, but then add some tequila. So all of that available at ariespears.com. The tequila one is coming. It ain't there yet. So, yeah. Shameless plug.
Yeah, that was pretty shameless, by the way.
Oh, yeah. I'm about to whore myself to death.
I felt like we just did a commercial.
I'm about to be my own pimp and whore at the same time. I'm going to slap myself for not making myself enough money.
Yeah. You made more money recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, much more.
Yeah. Okay, now to the meat and potatoes. 5-part documentary on Hulu called Magic City about the famous strip club in Atlanta that both Andy and I have been to, and can't kind of wait to go back to.
I'd like to go. We haven't been. But we've been there and haven't gone back because we haven't been downtown.
Right, but we haven't been in Atlanta too.
Yeah, we haven't been in Atlanta proper. We've flown in.
Yes.
But that's a whole. But we make time to go to
Spondivots.
So we should be able to make time.
I used to say spindivots until I was corrected. Spondivots.
And but we make time to go there. We should be able to make time.
If we can make time for lobster tail, we should be able to make time for blacktail.
I was going to say clams.
I don't like clam. I like clam, but the clam is the clitory thing. Dude, on this first episode, and I swear, I said, even if I had Warren Buffett money, because I think Nelly or Shaq said $1 million, but I think Nelly said something about, on any given night, I'd have probably blew 30,000 at Atlantic at Magic City. Shaq said overall, during my tenure there, I probably blew $1 million. I said, man, I am not blowing, even if I had it, $30K in a strip club. That's just a pure waste of money. How come we don't see white boys do that?
They do.
I've never heard of white boys going into a strip club and making it rain and blowing through 30K plus. Never, ever, ever.
I know white dudes that they don't do it with the same panache that
but they'll blow through $30,000.
They'll spend big money on girls. They'll lay out big money. They don't.
I know there's no statistics on this, but when you say big money, and like on that one strip,
I know dudes that spend
that one strip club movie with Jennifer Lopez, where she was like, some top guys in the business world, they may spend $5,000.
Well,
that to me ain't big money versus 30.
I know a guy who spent $10,000 on one woman. One night, just spending it $10,000. You can ask the people. Maybe they
did he fuck her? Or it was just company.
No, you paid for because she was dancing for him there at that.
That's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous, but I'll just say this though, the black culture. I shouldn't say black culture. Let me just
maybe
say
you should finish the statement.
No,
I'll correct you.
The hip hop culture movement that
which is black culture.
Yeah, but when we see that, and I don't even like using hip hop. I'll go back to black culture. This hoodish black culture.
Yeah, there we go.
That finds a way to go ahead and blow that money. They do it with a style that's impressive. Like wheels don't just spin on a car; they spin on the wheels. It's extra. There's always extra, and so this is an extra moment. And then you have someone like Drake who said he spent $1 million overall since he's been there. Shaq would said if someone Usher pulled out 10,000, he pulled out 20,000. He pulled out 25,000, he pulled out 30. So there is this, I got it, and I'm going to be honest. That's, and I like what you said. I'm not spending that kind of money. That is, I believe, a flaw in that culture idea is that you gotta one up. You gotta show off what you have, and it isn't about what you have. It's not about what you have. It's about how much control you have over having it. I mean. Like Warren, like you just said, Warren Buffett. Could you imagine Warren Buffett
at Magic City
and go and just tip making it rain on? Is that going to happen?
No.
Okay, I'm only saying it. And what is he has an empire? You want to have an empire, you have to have some kind of control over it. Now, if you have a lot of money and you can just throw it out and you don't care about it, you can burn those dollars. Then, that's one thing. But I know a lot of dudes who don't have good money who just blow a lot of money just because they want to feel like they're the dude.
Just to get the feeling of being that guy that can make it rain 10 G's, I'd like to build a contraption where each dollar that I shoot off is attached to a string so that when I'm done doing it, like Spider-Man's web slinger, I hit a button and all the money shoots back in my hand. So I make it rain, but then when I'm done, it all comes back.
Dude, I'm going to tell you this, and this is the truth, and because they were talking about who invented making it rain, and I'm not taking any credit for making it rain because I never did that at a strip club. In the 80s, when I was moving a little bit of weed, and I had some money. I went over to the mall, and I went on the level above the toy store. And, there's kids outside, and they're all running around. I took a couple $100 in ones.
And you made it rain?
I just threw it off the top, and I let it fall. And the kids were running around, grabbing the money so they could go into the toy store and get what they wanted to get. I thought that was the coolest thing I ever did with that
You
money.
should have yelled, ho, 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 as the money was coming down.
It was. I love this, and this is the other part of what I didn't say that I would like to say. There is that statement where someone says money doesn't buy you happiness, and then someone else said that's not true. But you have to give it away. The money will buy happiness if you give it away and you see someone else's happiness from receiving that money. And those little kids were the happiest they've ever been. When you do something for someone and they're not expecting it financially, even when you pay it forward, like you go over. I know this is ridiculous, but I got into a Starbucks and it's free. The guy in front paid for the next 2 cars. Like you put up like $50 for the next cars. And you feel really good about it. And then you throw them $20 back and you go, pay the next couple cars. And that if we had that kind of feeling more often, it's amazing. But that is kind of the feeling. These guys had a lot of money. And this is where I'm going against what I just said. You give out that money, and I love what they were talking about in this doc. It wasn't that they were just one girl and $10,000. It was the whole room was getting the money. The DJ, the guy, the cooks, everybody was benefiting from this amount of money, and it was giving happiness out.
Listen, man, I've said this before. The guy in me will go to a strip club, even though I'm not a strip club guy. Like, because Christie's is literally 10 steps from the Cleveland Improv. I ain't go see Christie's no more. I will go there. And listen, if I'm going to drink anyway, why not mix suds with titties? So, okay. But as far as the activity that goes on in the strip club, dude, I don't do lap dances. But hold on. I don't do lap dances because this is pointless to me. So you're going to grind on me, get my card, and then leave. No. Papa don't play that. If I'm going to give you money and you put your booty anywhere near me, yo, we got to yo. I would rather pay for some than have you tease me and take my money. That's why when we go to strip clubs, I almost immediately shoo these away. When they hit you with the hi, Daddy. My name is so-and-so. Would you like company? And you want me to talk to you? Like, stop. There's even a point in this documentary where one girl goes, for lack of better words, we're suckers. You got to know how to talk to them. Tell them whatever they want to hear. Say it in the way they want to hear it. The ultimate goal is to get what's in their pocket. Who are these you talking about? Who are these suckers that are falling for, oh, my God, she told me her name. She called me daddy. She wants me to give me company. No, she wants your money. And because I know this is false, get the away from me.
But see, that's the problem. You don't want to buy into the illusion of it.
No!
Because you think you're being played.
Am I not?
No. Not if you know what you're there for. You just said, what's wrong with going and having some drinks and seeing titties? Well, if you're seeing titties, that's what you're paying for, is for the fact that you're seeing
titties are free.
There.
But they're not free. She's there. She's there working to make money. That's why you tip her. Now, if you're a sucker and you want to, and you don't have that kind of bread to lay out, and you sit there and you give up your kids like lunch money so that you can have her stand there and make you feel like you're a man, that's a different story. But if you're just going in there to drink and they're all working, and you can't leave them a little bit of money for the work that they put in that night, because that's what you leave tips when the server didn't do anything for your food. All he did was put it in, make sure that the order was right, go back, pick it up, make sure you're having a good time at your table.
So those 5 days a week, my kids go to school, and let's say 3 of those days they open their lunch box. And they know they're supposed to get bologna and cheese on bread. But maybe out of the 5 days, 2 of those days, it's just bread. No bologna, no cheese. Just 2 pieces of bread together. They go, Daddy was at the strip club.
Yeah. You don't have to. The point is, you don't have to tip them, but you don't have to go. If you don't want to pay them for their effort, then don't go.
No, you can go, but don't get the lap dance. Don't get, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but if you're sitting there and there's a lot of guys that will sit in those chairs and just watch these women get naked and not leave them any money.
Right.
You came in there because of that.
But you don't have to tip them. You don't have to.
No, you don't have to.
Well, then that's where it stops for me. I'll pay. I don't even pay to get in. But if I did go and had to pay to get in, that's enough. It's get in and drinks. No lap dances, and I'm not tipping.
Then go to a regular bar.
No, and I can see titties and suds.
Then that's what you're paying for. When you go to the movies, you pay to go into the movies, but they make their money on popcorn and soda, so they don't get excited when you don't buy any popcorn and soda at the movies. It's popcorn and soda that you're paying for. You don't want to leave any tips for the popcorn and soda.
You know, they established it, and this is something else I find common. That of all the black strip clubs in Atlanta, Magic City was like the top notch. It was the classiest. It was the best. But whether you went to Magic City or a dangerous hole in the wall, the one thing, and it's as long as I've been doing stand-up, and I've been everywhere in this country, and I've been to white strip clubs, I've been to black strip clubs, I noticed, like, you know, when they show the security asking, do you have any weapons on you, guns, knives? One dude even said grenades. Why don't white strip clubs need to ask these questions? What is it about our culture where we are all about blowing money and carrying guns? That the black strip club needs to pat you down and ask if you have weapons.
I've been to a lot of the so-called white strip clubs.
Where, Andy? Where?
In Tucson.
Yeah, I bet in some like rural white areas, or
And
they
they
might do it.
Yeah, they still have metal. They still have the wands and wand you and everything before you go in. Dude, it's a shady
Especially
business.
like bikers or something.
Yeah, it's a shady business, man. We're dealing with alcohol, which is a drug, and naked women. Yeah, there's going to be some problems. There's going to be some problems.
You know, listen, when you go the route of bikers, really shady areas in Phoenix, okay, I get it. It's a gritty element now. It's a gritty clientele. But it feels like with us going back to the rap music, the culture, because rap promotes bang bang, shoot 'em up, guns, drugs, that it just seems it lends itself more to us.
Well, and then that's the other part about it, because when you bring up the culture, now that part I do understand, because like when they said, man, Shaq said it. He goes, I'm not going to let someone throw out more money than me. So it's always about who's the man. Who you and let's say you go out there and you think that you're the man that night, and someone comes out and punks you and throws out another 5,000 more than you. Now you feel like you just been
that is the dumbest contest in the world.
I'm not disagreeing with it, but is that not part of what you just witnessed?
Dude, I feel empty when money leaves my pocket and I get nothing. I feel empty, which is why I'm not a big gambler. Yes, when I go to Vegas, which is not that often, but when I go, I say in my head, all right, you don't come here often. This is Vegas. Have a night where you enjoy it and do what you're supposed to do in Vegas. But trust me, past the night, I don't like Vegas. Because I'm going, dude, I lost how much and I got nothing to show for it?
No, it's the proper way.
It's all got to be relative, though, because, you know, there's people who say live paycheck to paycheck, who the amount of money you might spend might be the equivalent to, like, what Shaq is spending at the strip club to you.
Like Jordan always said, that wasn't anything, the amount of money. And Barkley said it, too. If I'm paying my bills, it's not, I don't have a problem.
They get the sports money that goes into investments. They're making.
Well, maybe okay. So maybe I'm really talking out of turn. Maybe I really need to be in that position to then go, oh, I get it. But from where I'm at, that is senseless to me.
But I think there's a lot of people that are working for their money, and they feel, dude, it's the one-upmanship. And then you feel disrespected when someone comes in there, and it's the attention. Like, so you're getting all the attention. Someone comes in there, spends a few thousand more than you, and now you're not getting the same attention. That is where, you know, the disrespect, and that's part of this culture, the disrespect. It's the disrespecting that you think that you have to stand up for yourself because you've been disrespected, because you feel disrespected.
Because threw out 5,000 more than me.
That's where some of this hostility will come from.
Yeah, brother. I don't have that ego.
I'm just saying, but you saw it in here.
Yeah.
So, listen, and this is not me saying that I don't understand it. I understand it, but I don't want to fight about it.
The owner of Magic City, Michael Barney, a.k.a. they called him Mr. Magic. And, you know, of course, in the first episode, maybe two, they obviously explain how he came to prominence with this industry and this club. And I'm just telling you, man, it takes the endurance and the heart and the fortitude of a lion to be an entrepreneur. And I've said it many times. I don't agree with it. I don't condone it. I would never do it. But I certainly understand settling.
What do you mean settling?
Because if you're out there trying to accomplish a dream and be an entrepreneur and be your own business and lead your own band, it's so hard. There's so many failures. So many times you get knocked down to the point where everybody can't endure the knocking down part. Over
most
and
people
over
can.
and over. You said most people can?
Can't.
Can't. Hence, Jordan, I failed over and over again in my life, which is why I succeed. The amount of knocks you have to take to get there, Jesus. And some of the knocks he took, he said he did when I first started, I did everything. I was the DJ, I was the bouncer, I was the cook, I was the doorman. And, you know, it's very humbling when you see all that he went through. But if you stay the course, you weather the storm, and it pays off, well, the rest is, you know.
And if you work like he did, and this is very important, I think, to that. You know, I can guarantee you, not once did he complain about doing every job there, because you can't be respected as the man if you're the same guy who cleans the toilet and shakes the hands at the front of the door. You can't.
I hope you wash your hands
but
for you.
But you can't complain about it. You still come out in your suit. You come out and you are the most positive, and this is my place, and proud person. You can't be the guy that's complaining. Well, I don't have enough here, and I have to clean the toilet. You can't be mad at it. You have to respect that journey that you're going through.
Right.
And that man did, man. And this is as we get through this and we get into more episodes, I think this is the story is more about him and the fact that where this ends up at.
Right. If your daughter comes to you and she says, Dad, I'm a stripper, what's your reaction?
Well, I don't have a daughter.
But if you did?
I would go, why? I would have to know why. That would be my first question is why? Why did you choose this?
Would it matter to you if she told you the amount of money she was making that was ridiculous, which may, one, alleviate your pockets from having to put her through school and a finer education, and two, the principle of money being that, you know, she doesn't have to work a regular 9 to 5 and bust her ass and work as hard versus doing what she's doing. And again, she's making her own way, not dependent on you, and she's making great money, which to some degree, I guess, is to be respected. Is that a factor?
No, because it's dangerous. Like I had friends in college, and I had a friend who wasn't even stripping. She was just working at the bigger strip club there, and she was just a server, a cocktail server. And you know, they still dress, you know, provocatively and walk around, and they're doing their cocktail work. But yeah, she got followed home, and then they had to get police and, you know, involved in it. And she's, you know, a guy threatened her, and then he started following her home. It's dangerous. So yeah, I would have an issue. I wouldn't feel good. I would feel like maybe if it was my daughter, I'd feel like, well, what am I not doing here that made you feel like you needed to go do this? Like, what do you need?
Is there anything to her telling you, which I didn't buy into when they said this in the doc, but there's an artistry to the dancing.
There is.
It's not about just the nudity. It's the artistry.
For the dancer, there is, but for the person sitting in the chair,
They could care
rubbing
less.
as no one's looking. He's not looking at the artistry.
So before I speak to that, which was in the doc, so if she goes, Dad, you really should support me. Come to work and see what I do.
No, I would say I'll support you. Quit doing it, and I'll support you.
So later on in the doc, I'm jumping ahead. I forget what they called them, but there was these group of girls.
The tasty, the snack, something.
The snack pack or something.
Snack pack, that's what it was.
Snack pack. And their whole thing was about the artistry. They would do almost Circus du Soleil type.
And it is artistry.
3 girls stacked on each other on one pole, certain poses, acrobatic. And I just went, ladies, no man gives a about that. When we come to the strip club, no group of dudes is going, yo, do you see how all 3 of them are stacked on each other with the pose? Yo, that was breathtakingly artistic. We want Hustler magazine, back alley, on your back, open your lips with your 2 fingers and have another spit in the hole from a distance.
I disagree.
Really?
I disagree. Yeah, man, because I think that also adds more excitement to the fact that this is all going on at the same time. It's all visual, man. And when I first went to Magic City and I saw those poles, and I was like, this is the same as a regular strip club. And this chick climbed up the pole, went all the way, and she was doing these. I was like, all right, there's more to this than just stripping. There was more to it. And it made it I'll say it made it more interesting. It made it interesting. It wasn't just, I looked at the girls and I was like, oh, she can really do. Have you've never had, well, see, you don't do table dances. And I really don't anymore either. But when I used to, when I was younger and the girls would come over, I mean, I've actually given girls money to stop go. Can you?
Why did it stop?
Because they couldn't dance. They weren't dancing. They were just doing this.
Let me tell you
and
something.
I gave them money. I was like, can you just be done?
Sometimes women have an idea of what they think we want based on what they like.
No, they don't want to be there. They just want their money.
I'm talking about in the sense that, you know, like I've been in situations where a girl will put on lingerie and do her hair up a certain way and wear certain kind of shoes and she, like this. All this is for me. No, it's for you, because what I need for me, I don't care about none of that. You know, what do you want me to do? Recognize what you recognize, that the lingerie piece and the pattern and the way that the hair flows is in tune with the material on the clothes. I don't give a men don't give a take that off.
Some men like all that stuff.
Yeah, they call it homosexuals.
No, I mean it is sexy. I mean you see it in a picture, you go, oh, that's very sexy. But I have told a girl before that to put all the stuff on with the garter belts and all. You know, she did the whole thing up, and I said, "You look amazing, hot. You're very, very hot." It's
amazing.
But you know, I've been just as happy if you just put on one of my dress shirts and some heels and walked over here and just yeah.
Put or don't wear nothing but heel. Listen,
I like to be.
I like a woman, especially again if she got that thick body and them legs. And a great pair of stilettos. And I'm sorry, ladies, but I'm being real. If you get on all fours and walk to me, crawl to me with the heels on, that is sexier than any lingerie in the world.
What if she had like old titties and she put some cloths on her titties, and that way when she crawled to you, she'd also clean the floor on the way over to you?
That's like a street sweeper.
Yes, I think that we're off on, but see, men do like sexiness. It's just that it's not the priority all the time.
No.
But we like sexiness.
Yeah.
I mean, but if you know what's sexier is a girl who gets in all that lingerie and has like a sexy photo taken of her, and she slides that to you, like or sends it to your work or something like that.
Listen, if on my birthday, yes, the candles on the cake are nice. Now take the goddamn candles off and let me get the cake. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Dude, you know, and back in the 90s, which they emphasized, Magic City was in its prime. It was booming. And of course, the man that owned the keys to the city in Atlanta, Dominique Wilkins.
Yeah.
How much pussy do you think Dominique got, dude? Good looking, NBA, rich. He had the perm box cut. How much you think Dominique got?
You know, it's funny because like I never think about him as like, you know, because he was overshadowed a little bit
Right.
in the NBA.
Yeah.
But not in Atlanta, he wasn't. And when he first comes onto the dock, he goes, "What do you want to know?" And the way that he said it, I was like, "No, he is the dude. Like he is the dude." The way he said it, "What do you want to know?" Like
Right.
I have all I know
Right.
everything.
I'm Dominique, nigga.
Yeah, what do you want to know? And then I was like, "Oh, no, he was the man."
Yes.
And so yeah, I'm sure it was a lot.
Oh.
Who do you think got more though? Him, Drake, Shaq, the guys that were there at the time. Pussy. Who do you think the girls wanted to go home with the most?
Oh, Dominique.
You think Dominique?
Because he was the star of Atlanta. Again, Dominique was a good-looking dude, man. Tall, the NBA money, the 90s. So he had that perm. Oh, Dominique. Dominique. No question. And dude, listen, T.I. tells the story. And after he tells the story, I said, I'm convinced now. At first, I wasn't sure, but I'm convinced. You got to meet Michael Jordan at the right time. Because if you listen to Chameleonaire's story, which was him saying, Mike saying, you, I ain't signing no, I don't sign autographs for no. You give me 50,000, I'll sign your jersey. And then you listen to T.I.'s story, where it was all love. So T.I. tells a story where he goes, him and Charles Oakley, Jordan and Charles Oakley are at Magic City. Which again, let me tell you, this is what I love about Jordan. He was a real because prior to The Last Dance, again, the image we all saw was Sometimes I Dream, clean and wholesome. But for Michael to be at a strip club in Atlanta, surrounded by drug dealers and street, and then again, you listen to the verbiage from The Last Dance. Ho, fat head. Jordan was a. So anyway, T.I. goes, he sees Jordan. He goes up to Mike, goes, "Hey, Michael, man, my name Tip." And they go to slap hands, and he knocks the cigar out of Michael's hand on the floor. And he goes, me and Mike, like almost like a Wild West, dude. There's a standoff where they both look down at the cigar. They both look at each other. They look down at the cigar again. They look at each other. And T.I. goes, and in my mind, I'm like, I know he ain't thinking I'm fitting to pick up this cigar and give it back to him. And he goes, that's when my brother, Philip, picked up the cigar and handed it back to Mike. And then we all went in the back and started drinking and chilling. I'm like, yo, you got to catch this at the right time, man.
Things have to work out, though, because that could have worked out completely different if they're...
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so his brother was the one who was able to massage that situation back to normal. If you don't have that situation, you might have a very bad reaction.
But even before the situation, the point being, Mike showed T.I. love.
Yeah.
When everything I've ever heard is Mike don't like rappers, Mike don't like black people, the Chameleonaire story. But then you hear this and you go, okay. And I've heard people say, yo, Mike is cool.
I think it's how you come at him. Isn't everything about how someone approaches you?
Did we talk about the Donnell Rawlings story with Mike?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Ashy cigarette.
Yes, we did. But his horror story, where he was like, long story short, he had a character he said he did from the Chappelle Show. There was like this nerdy type dude. He wore his glasses with no lenses in them. And he goes, he was at a club. Mike walks in, and he immediately took off the glasses and changed his shirt and all that. And he was with a girl, Donnell, at the time. And he says to one of Mike's dudes, hey, you think I could get an autograph from Mike? And the dude said, he right there. Ask him yourself. So Donnell asked him, and Mike said, yeah, no, I don't do autographs. And basically shoot him away. And then the chick that was with Donnell went, damn, and you got undressed for that. Like, you bitch, he played you. And he goes, and that's when Donnell said, at that moment, it felt like Mike took his cigar and just ashed on his head. So again, these different stories.
But see, okay, now let's go back to where we started with Jerry Seinfeld. I think it's how you interject yourself into their existence. Listen, how many times do you think Mike's heard, hey man, you're the greatest ever. Can I get an autograph?
A million.
Well, so what about that is going to make you go, oh yeah, let me here's my millionth and one autograph.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like everybody has this isn't Mike, and then does Mike know you? Or does any of his guys know you? Has anybody said anything to him? Like, he's a cool dude. This is, I listen.
That's like when Jay Moore told us, Mike is cool. Yeah, but you're about to marry Jeannie Buss, and you're at Michael Jordan's birthday party, and of course he knows Jeannie Buss, so he's meeting you through Jeannie Buss.
And Jeannie could say, "Oh yeah, he was a comedian. He was on SNL. He's been on these movies. Yeah, you
he ain't gonna on you in front of your fiance, your husband to be.
Yeah.
All right, back to the doc. Episode 2. I don't know why I thought the song "Whoop, There It Is" was a 2 Live Crew song. I thought that was 2 Live Crew.
I thought didn't 2 Live Crew do a song similar to that though?
Well, I mean, they did a lot of booty shaking.
Yeah.
But Mark, who would they, and they said in the doc, I just didn't write it down. Who was it that came up? Who were the creators of "Whoop, There It Is"? And the dude was actually one of the DJs at Magic City.
Still, yeah, up until.
And I think that song was like a one-hit wonder. Like I don't think they did anything past that.
No, they did another. They did They had another song.
Tag Team.
Yeah, they did something else.
Did they?
I think so.
I don't know why I thought that was a 2 Live Crew song.
What'd you say?
What? Just use your AI to see what 2 Live Crew song sounds like. Whoop, there it is. Just put that in.
What it sounds like?
Oh my God.
What do you mean? Whoop, there it is. I just did it. What are you asking me?
He's asking what other 2 Live Crew songs may have been sounding similar to "Whoop, There It Is."
Oh, okay.
Thank you for being able to.
But it's all booty shaking music.
It is.
Um,
But that's the thing that this DJ discovered. And so let me ask you this question. 2 Live Crew, and you called it booty shaking music.
Yeah.
That's the Miami sound.
Yeah.
And then 90s come along. That's 80s.
What, "Whoop, There It Is"?
No, the 2 Live Crew.
No, 2 Live Crew was 90s.
90s, early 90s then.
Yeah, but 90s, not 80s.
Okay. So do you think that this is the southern the South sound, or do you think it's a combination of Miami and then Atlanta?
I think it's a combination, but they definitely mentioned in the doc that Atlanta's sound trap music.
Yeah.
That was specific to
But when this came out, they talked about booty shaking music was
Yeah.
Atlanta's music.
Yeah. I think a lot of that probably came from that Florida sound.
It
Like
did.
2 Live Crew, "Get a Nigga, Get a Table Dance." Is that, look up "Get a Nigga, Get a Table Dance" and tell me who that's by. Because I want to say that's 2 Live Crew too.
Anyway.
Which one are you looking for?
Aries request. Well, I got them both along.
Have you ever seen paint dry?
It says it's a. Are you talking about? It says it's a comedy rap track by Chris Rock.
Is that who? Is there a author of the music? Can a nigga get a table dance?
Collaborators like Don Newkirk, Lance Crowther.
Then it ain't 2 Live Crew. Drake, who's in this documentary, said in Canada you can't throw money, but you can pay for lap dances. So you can't make it rain in Canada.
No, that's the show.
What do you mean?
It's a show. You don't. You can't.
Yeah, you can't do that in Canada,
Yeah.
but you can get lap dances.
Yeah.
And I went, where the is the logic in this? So you can't make money rain on a woman, but she can grind on your ass with her, or grind on your ass, grind on your ass. Oh my God, she could grind her ass on your. That came out so wrong. Sometimes it just feels like people in power make rules just to exercise their power, because there's no logic in that.
It could appear demeaning just to throw a bunch of money on a girl and go.
But
"Now
not
do this for me."
but it's okay for her ass to grind
That's
on your dick.
That's her choice.
And it's her choice to accept money rain.
No, but if the dude just throws money on top of her, and that, I'm saying as we go through this, we're going to hear from these women who have some issues with this.
I can understand if you just take a ball of money and pull it up to a really tight softball and you chuck it at her like you Dwight Gooden in the, in the Mets, wherever they play, with speed and intentions to hurt. But rainfall, money, financial rainfall, come on.
Yeah, but it can be perceived as demeaning. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just saying
these
the
men in power that make these rules, it's almost like y'all don't go to strip clubs.
Who was talking about this though? The women are talking about this. You saw there's going to be 2 women coming up here that have issues with some of the things that happen that they feel is misogynistic, is demeaning towards women.
I can't wait to get to this one particular. Oh, she made me mad. My last note for episode 2. I think the male stripper industry is like what the WNBA is like. The WNBA for men. They can't possibly make the money that the women make.
No, they can't. And here's the other thing, though. But see, this is the difference between the WNBA and male stripping. Women will come out for male stripping. They won't come out for the WNBA.
Okay, and I'll tell you this. Most times I've seen, like, all kind of men come out to see a woman shake her ass.
Yeah.
Black, white, don't matter the race, handsome, ugly, fat, skinny, whatever. It seems like only like women you wouldn't with your enemy's dick go to male strip clubs.
Or bachelorette parties or things like that still, too.
Like really old, ugly hoes or fat hoes.
Badass
dimes, do they go to male strip clubs?
I don't know. I have never been to a male strip club.
Frustrated housewives.
You know what was funny last night? That was that old couple that was sitting in the corner pocket on the of the stage.
The white couple?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everything nasty that woman was laughing at, that older white woman.
Right.
And the dude was just like, and she was having a really good time with everything nasty, and he was.
And that was to the left of us, right?
To the right.
To the right.
Oh, you talking about the couple Joe that I
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, his what? Because I was worried about them at first,
Right.
and I said some of the stuff I started, especially when I started talking about the rose and the like that. She was having a great time, and he finally laughed at one of the things that I said about
Right.
in the sexual stuff that I was talking about. But she was having the best time with it. She's going to the strip club. She's going to the
Yes. Yes. And at one point, when I kept asking him his name, he said to me, "What are you writing, a book?"
But here's the other thing that when you said about the male strip club, this is very important to understand. The reason women don't go to a male strip club, and especially when you talk about attractive women, is free.
Yeah.
There's no charge for
None.
Nah.
It's like government cheese.
It's free. You just show up and you can get some.
Yes.
So why do you go
And in my case, a whole block of them.
So why do you go someplace for free? It's hard to go see something that's free.
Yeah.
We work to get.
Yes.
We work to see titties.
Yes.
So it's not free. That's why men show up for that. Why would women go someplace where it's free? They throw away more than there's going to be in that place.
That's why I'm telling you the quality of women that go.
They
need that. They need to see abs and with, a huge in an elephant trunk Speedo. Yeah. They fantasize about that.
Free.
Right.
That should have been the name of the podcast.
Free. This dude, Michael, what was his name again? Michael Barney. So his club is so successful that they say there are other clubs around there that want them out of business.
Yep.
He's like the Frank Lucas of strip clubs.
The other businesses cannot break into the business that he has.
So cut to, he goes to jail for, was it 3 years or 8?
8 years.
8 years he was accused of selling dope, which he didn't.
And it's a federal. They brought him up on Fed charges,
right?
Which makes the mandatory charges enforceable. And he didn't get they didn't get him he didn't get a good lawyer. This is where it gets up.
And he loses his business. And I'm just going, how do you go to jail for saying you sold dope for 8 years when you didn't, and you lose your business? Now, once you get out or exonerated, you can't get all that back. You can't get your business back?
You can't.
But he was never exonerated, right?
No, he just got out of jail after 8 years.
That's crazy.
But here's the question. Why didn't you get the best? This is what I still don't understand. Why didn't you get the best lawyer? Why? It's just, well, we didn't take it that seriously. No, it's federal. Take it seriously.
Right.
There's no not taking it seriously.
Right.
This part, to me, when that got brought up, this is why I said to you, I think there's several movies inside of this documentary.
And it would have made a great movie.
Because I don't understand, and I want to understand more about why he went to prison, what they had, what they didn't have. And it's basically like almost a conspiracy case because there's drug dealers coming to the place, and there's people that were saying that he had something to do with it, even though there are people in prison trying to get reduced sentencing.
Right.
Now he's brought up on these charges. But I don't understand. Every time, if you made me watch this 1,000 times, that's the part I would rewind back.
So essentially, an innocent man went to jail.
He was found guilty.
That's insane.
But my problem with it is you're making this money. You have this club. Why aren't you getting the best lawyer possible?
Right.
And I'm only saying it because his wife is the one who said it. We didn't really take it seriously. He never said anything about it. She did. And I don't know that I like his wife. I haven't figured it out if I like her or not. Because she I'm not saying I dislike her, but she has this...
Well, she always...
This disconnected from it, kind of.
She didn't like the business. She understood, and she said, it gave us a lot, but it took a lot. So, and this is, sometimes a problem that I have with women, which I always go to that great line in A Few Good Men. You sleep under the very blanket of freedom that I provide, and then you question the method in which I provide it. So this man is an entrepreneur, has the most successful club in Atlanta, but because it's a strip club, you kind of don't like it. You kind of stay away from it. But it's the reason why you have your house. It's the reason why you have your lifestyle. Ladies, what the do you want? You complain if we don't. You complain if we do. You're like a woman that, she's got a Virginia hand under her arm, but you're complaining because you got no bread, but you're hungry. Like, what the do you want? She should have been the one that when it came time for the club, when the club was in jeopardy of being taken, fought tooth and nail.
But he didn't give, for whatever reason, she wasn't given that opportunity. The sale, there was a contract so that if he did get convicted, the sale would be automatically enforced and it would go to this other person that they don't really talk about that much. They do talk about him, but none of the people in the family will talk about him. I just don't understand where her spot was. And, even when she says, I was sad and, my older son he did for the family because she couldn't.
She said there were times where when it was time to eat, he would say to her and his brother, you guys eat and I'll eat what's left. He became the man as a kid.
Yeah. But I don't understand her. I'm trying to. That's why I said this would make a better movie. I would like to understand her character more. I would like to have a defined reason why I have this internal angst about her.
Right.
But that's neither here nor there to this documentary.
I gotta say, one of the girls that does this doc, a stripper, her name is White Chocolate, and I actually, when she was dancing at that time, I saw her several times there. Man, his body was smoking.
And she talks about when she first started, she didn't have an ass.
She didn't have titties, but man, when I got there, she had it.
Yeah, well, you can see that she had it.
Oh, God. So this is the part that I really wanted to get to. So the famous chip drill video where Nelly swipes the credit card through the stripper's ass crack, and White Chocolate says, I knew we were going to get in trouble, and of course, all hell broke loose. And who did they cut to? This chick named Moya Bailey, a Spelman alumni, who looks like the most undesirable, geekiest, nerdiest on the planet, who you knew just secretly wishes a man would touch her, but most likely stays at home every Saturday night watching murder mysteries while combing her cat.
No, they rewind to the footage when she's younger and they're having this interview with her, she's kind of cute. She's cute.
Boom!
She's cute.
Stop it.
She's cute in a Spelman girl kind of way.
Listen, this is one of these chicks, and these are the ones who I'm talking about who later go to male strip clubs. You're not cute. You fantasize about a Nelly touching you. A man that's good looking with a big... She got on these thick frame glasses, a book geek. Like, you're just jealous. All this about women empowerment where they go, it's demeaning to the fact that Nelly swiped the credit card through a check. And I remember when I saw that on BET Uncut, which would come on at 1 o'clock in the morning. It's demeaning and feminism and blah, blah, blah. But the strippers make a great point. It's also empowering to use their own sexuality, which is their choice, to build an empire. And for some of these women who are strippers, who go on to take the money and create their own businesses, and it's an extension of other things, so they're just not that. That's empowering. Why don't you non-touchable mention that?
Well, I think I really enjoyed the fact that when she went to go, I think it's the other one. There's another woman in this that has some issues. And yeah, it's this other woman who wanted to go to Spelman. She didn't get into Spelman University. Mm-hmm. And she went there and she noticed that there's some backpacks from Spelman because some of the girls that are going to school at Spelman are actually working as strippers to earn money to put themselves to the school that she wanted to go through that she couldn't get into.
Is that not a form of empowerment?
So, I the money that the man has is the enticement over would a woodman normally do this?
Would a woodman?
Would a woodman?
That's a woman with wood, nigga.
Yeah, would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
When a woodman would.
Woodman would. Would a woman do this without the man holding the money over there? That's why I said making a ring can seem demeaning. So that's the empowerment side. Yes, she has the body and control over her body, but that's why the oldest. This is going to go way off, but the oldest profession known to mankind, yeah, because they have control over the body, and there's something a man can't have. He could go and knock down whatever he wants to knock down. He could be the man, but
you know what's proof that we don't have control of our body? Because if a naked woman walked in front of us, our get hard, and we can't control that.
I'll tell you how you can tell that we don't have control. Because Mark was around with the TV and he put up naked women on here, and I stopped looking at the thing that I was doing, and I started
Magic City
looking
website,
and I started looking at the girls on the TV. I couldn't help but look at it.
Yes. Listen, our go from Dr. Bruce Banner to the Hulk based on emotion. It's like the eye of the hole in the top of our penis. It would be like the Hulk's eye from normal to the green. If we could have an eye in the hole of our head, of our penis, and you could see it go from regular eye to Hulk eye, and then it just turns into the Hulk.
And it's wearing a little pair of purple pants.
Yes. With one leg.
With one leg. It's just that women have... It's so funny because I don't know how to say this, but women have... They say they have no control, but they have control over us. And they say we have all the control. So if you control us, then you have all the control.
Exactly. And again, ladies, some of y'all, just be honest. You're jealous. Because some of them strippers have bodies that you don't have.
And some of them don't have bodies, but they know how to work their sexiness.
So there's an envy to that. And they're making money in the easiest way possible. Now, some would argue, as some of the strippers would say, no, it's not easy. There's dangers to it. There's this. Okay, fine. But it ain't being a lawyer. It ain't being a surgeon. It ain't running the country or being a governor or a mayor. It's, in perspective, it's taking candy from a baby. Because most time when men see titties, we turn into babies. Come on, man. Listen, I said... I don't care how a woman makes her money, but depending on how you make your money will determine if you will be my woman.
Oh.
So I don't knock your hustle. Do what you got to do. But depending on what your hustle is, depends if you're going to be my woman. That's why, listen, I've been in strip clubs and I've mingled with some porn stars where I went, damn, this is so fine. Could I be her man? At the end of the day, that's going to always be a deal breaker for me. Because I know at any point, I don't want to walk down the street with you and some go, oh, Misty Charms. You're the chick that took the 8 cum shots to the face at once.
Well, that's that Robin Harris thing. Get yourself an ugly woman.
Yeah.
Get yourself if you want a relationship that's going to get yourself an ugly woman.
Right. You could tell her anything. Baby, I'll be back. I'm going to the moon. All right, you be careful. I said, okay, I'm almost done. Yeah.
Are you getting back to where he comes back out of prison?
No, not yet.
Okay.
So when you're called BMF, Black Mafia Family, and you talk about how you love to spend money, like the dude, his name is Meech, and he goes, yo, man, this is what we do, man. We spend money, man. We love, a lot of can't do it, won't do it. Man, we love blowing through money. And somebody even said, and you talk about spending money, and someone even said that BMF stood for blow money fast. And you pump $1 million into club just on strippers and liquor, then eventually you get arrested and lose everything. What are you proud of? And these stories, that's why, again, I go with black culture, specifically hip-hop, street culture. You see in the doc, they said at one point, these took over the stage so aggressively. Jermaine Dupri said it. You went, where the girls at? 100 on the strip club stage, doing this. Bottles of liquor in each hand, iced out jewelry, bracelets, rings, watches, teeth. And your whole thing is you're a big player. You're a big spender. But the last image we see of you is in prison pajamas, in court.
But, okay,
what are you proud of?
Well, here's what I will say. And this is like why I'm very careful about how I say this, because
Mark, can you get me a towel, please? A hand towel?
Because this is how I think about it, though. Those dudes did, when they're spending their money, you said, what do they have to show for it? Well, they might not, but the strippers bought houses, cars, paid off banknotes, put kids through school, did everything that they need. They enriched their environment.
Thank you. What you saying enrich their environment mean as a community?
That stripper community was enriched.
Which you have nothing, you help fund it, but is that your woman? What do you get from that?
The community.
Oh, shit.
No, listen, I'm not saying that I think that's a good idea. What I'm saying is they did, by doing what they did and not just making money, they gave money back. And when you give money back, these people have, you see them. They bought houses. They were talking about houses, paying off banknotes, putting, being able to pay their kids for school, for different things that they needed. So did they enrich their community?
I'm always 50-50 with the community. Because it's a bad thing to say the community, but a lot of times the community says you.
Well,
so where's the loyalty?
Well, some of this community, some of this money's made off the community, though, in a way that hurts the community. So they gave back some. I'm saying, is this some of the take from the rich, give to the poor? I don't know, like that Robin Hood kind of thing. And I know that's not exactly it, and that's not the best analogy. But I'm just asking. I mean, is that they gave back,
right?
And they gave back, and what they got out of it was they got to party in the prime of their life, and now they have to pay for it. But
now they got nothing.
But they enriched a lot of people. They see that they made a difference in a lot of these.
So you did
lives.
for a lot of other people. You had the time of your life, but now you're in prison and you lost everything. Sounds good.
No, I didn't say it sounded good. I just said
you're at the turning point. The fork is in the road. You and I didn't the place to go. Hope you had the time of your life. They should play that song while they show them in prison garb, looking in camera. Now your cornrows ain't even pristine because you ain't got nobody to braid your.
Yeah, well, the worst part in being in prison is have someone to braid you.
And then braiding your hair, he whispers in your ear, "Did you have the time of your life?"
So, I'll take some nasty cornrows instead.
Okay. My last note on this: Lemon Pepper Lou Williams.
Yeah. So they made it seem a lot nicer than obviously it was blown up in the press. What do you think?
Well, here's the context. It's COVID, and you're not supposed to be out. And this just when Atlanta opened was one of the first places to open after the COVID, during COVID, when it started reopening stuff.
But he opened as a restaurant,
right? And the NBA had strict rules still. You got to be in the home at a certain time. You can't be out.
Yeah, because COVID goes home at a certain time.
Right.
So
exactly.
it's fair. But
COVID protocol.
Yeah.
So this nigga was in Magic City eating And I can't remember whether there were strippers there or something.
No, his boy came in. Jack what's the singer's name? Jack Harlow. Yeah. And he just got, his song was blowing up, and so they wanted to take a picture together. So they took the picture.
Right.
And it
blew
viral.
up. It went viral. And so, long story short, Lou got in a lot of trouble. But because I forget the connection to how they named the wings after him.
Yeah, Lemon Pepper Lou's.
Lemon Pepper Lou. And I got to tell you, man, and I said this, I'm not a fan of eating food at a strip club. Because to me, I've said this, and food are two great pleasures. And like the Ghostbusters, you don't cross streams. So I don't believe in twat and clam, even though, you know what I'm saying? Do separate. Even when I go to Chrissy's, I order my food to go. But I gotta be honest, man. The food at Magic City is that. They show one of the dudes cooking up, and you see the lobster tails. Magic City didn't f around. Magic City's food was phenomenal. So again, whether it's the atmosphere, very classy, the food, Magic City was, man.
I like how Shaq said, yeah, that was a nice way to cover up that he was there. It was the wings. And
right.
then he goes,
Yeah, I was there for the wings.
And he
but
goes,
that was a good cover.
Yeah, because they really do have good wings.
They really do have good wings. They did, man. They did.
So, but if he was just there to get his food and that happened, yeah, I guess you take the heat for it. And you got to know, this is part of being in this new age of social media. There's nothing you're going to do that you're going to get away with, especially if you do it to yourself.
That's why the 80s was dope.
Yeah.
There was anonymity.
Yeah, you could do things and get away with it.
Yeah.
But now it's done.
You know what I'm saying? The last thing, so when they bring this all home by showing, and listen, here's the good things. His sons took over the business.
Not until he got out, though, because the other guy was still running it.
But
so he gets out. And he goes right back to work.
But not in a I run the shit capacity.
Yeah.
He's more like he overlooks.
Yeah.
But his sons are doing the day-to-day now. And, I thought it was a great shot when they show him, his sons, like in a boardroom, all suited and booted. And you just see, like, this is how it should be. As much as the mom didn't like the club, and she even said once their dad got out, she barely saw sons anymore. Bravo.
Well, the other thing is that I liked about this is when the guy gets out, and we have to understand Magic City now. What's his name? The guy who's spending millions.
Millions
at the club.
There was a few of those dudes.
No, the
Meech, the rapper.
Yeah, Meech.
Yeah.
So he's out. They're out. They all got in trouble. So they're not spending money. The club is they try to burn the club down. Other things happen to the club, and the dad comes back, and because he knows what his vision is,
right,
and because he knows who he is,
right,
he builds it all back up.
Yeah,
and with his sons and new ideas and new ways to put it together,
right,
it's the top tier again.
Yeah,
but see, that's what I like about this story, is it also shows, yeah, you can be taken down, you can be over. You can, but if you have a clear vision, if you know what you're doing and you want to do it, you can get it done.
Like my man said, I forget the actor that played him, but in American Gangster, success comes with enemies, as he told Denzel. So your enemies took a shot at you. What are you gonna do with it? Success comes with enemies.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man.
And so
listen, Magic City gonna get my money when I come through.
But the strippers aren't.
No.
You know what?
The kitchen and the club itself.
You know why?
And the bartenders.
I had a problem. Was it at Magic City? It might not have been Magic City. I'm not going to say this now because I don't think it was at Magic City.
Just tell me what the situation
I'll
was,
tell you
and I can tell you.
We went to a place, and the girls are stripping. They're doing their, and I always do feel like, leave some money, man, because this is what they do. And
was
the girl,
it a black strip club?
Yeah. And
Norma Jean's.
It might have been Norma Jean's.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't Norma Jean's.
We've only been to 2 black strip clubs.
No.
Magic City and Norma Jean's.
No, we've been to others too. We went to the Hustler.
That wasn't black.
That's not. It's not a black strip club, but it was.
There was some black strippers there. Listen,
But they were white. They were white black strippers.
Exactly. It ain't a black strip club if you can't put your drink on the stripper's booty and it still stay there.
Yeah.
Hustlers, they hire black women with flat booties.
Yeah. Okay. So, but this wasn't that place either. It was a black strip club. But she said to me, no, I think it was. I think it might have been. It might have been Magic City. Anyway, the girl goes, will you buy me a drink? I said, I'm not getting any dances. I don't even know how long we're going to be here is what I said to her. And she goes, will you buy me a drink then? And I was like, oh, yeah, I'll buy you a drink. That'll do. And the drink was, then they wanted to charge like $50 for the drink. Because now they're overcharging me for the drink. And I go, it's not a $50 drink. And then the bartender goes, oh, well, and I go, it's not a $50 drink. And so I said, I go, I'll order. And I ordered what at that time was like a Jack and Coke or something. And I said, it's like $25. And so then I gave her $40. I said, it's $40.
Man, this nigga haggling at a strip club.
It's not. That's not how much it costs.
Jew to the heart.
It doesn't cost that much.
But you're at a strip club. You know everything is inflated.
No, but it was the stripper and the bartender working the price.
First of all, I'm not even sure it was Magic City because you started out by saying, she said, will you buy? And black strip club don't say will you. She said, get me.
Well, she might have said, get me a drink. And I like, listen, if you're working and this is your job and I'm in your place and you are the reason why people come in. No one goes to a strip club if you go to the strip club to eat, that's one thing. And you do go to a strip club to eat, though. But if you go in for the ambiance, you're paying for those titties. So they're walking around with them. I'm leaving some money. I will leave money. Because I know that's what I'm paying for. So I don't mind doing that. But don't try to, like you said, don't try to play me, though. Now I got to pay $50 because you're not even drinking the drink. And you know that they have those little things where they have like a up bottle where the stripper isn't even drinking it and they're going to get the money back. They're splitting it with the bartender is what's happening.
Right. It's all a hustle.
I just don't want to be hustled. That's it.
Then don't go to strip clubs.
No.
Or go there and do what I do.
No. You could still, you just have to establish some kind of credibility that you're not being hustled.
Which is my get the gone from here.
Yeah, but when you leave, those women all say, yeah, Aries, I can hear it now.
I don't give a fuck.
You know Aries Spears ain't man. He come in here, he just sit there.
I don't give a I don't give a
He has a dusty wallet, man. When he pulls that shit out, cobweb shoot.
And I think this is really a white girl thing with strippers. Like, this is the other thing why I don't like the lap dances. Why do women think that you pounding your ass on me with extreme force turns me on? And I notice white strippers really do this, especially when they do the thing where if it's a guy's birthday and they bring him on stage and all the strippers line up to just give him like an assault lap dance, where they all take turns giving them a lap dance, but they all do this thing where they pound their booty on you as hard as possible. Why do you think that feels good?
Maybe that's what she's trying to say. When you're me and you just me as hard as you can, you think I enjoy that? You think I enjoy that?
Okay, fair enough.
I don't know, but I know exactly what you're talking about. But like you go back to what you said, a dance, man, that ruins everything for me. They don't even come over here then. And it's not about what you like. I mean, there's just girls that are there just trying to get their money, and they're mad that they're even there that night. And there's a lot of that.
All right.
Do we got anything else?
That's it.
What
are we calling this?
I was just going to call Magic City.
Oh, okay. It's called Magic City, folks. It's on Hulu. It's a 5-part doc. Each episode is a half an hour.
It's quick. It's an easy one to watch. And check it out. I mean, it's really interesting. I think there's going to be several movies made from this place eventually.
There should be.
I'd like to know more about Magic himself. I'd like to know more about Black Mafia Entertainment.
Yeah.
I think that's interesting. When you see the cars and they all, dude, there was a parking lot full of cars.
Gone. All gone.
But what I did like is how they said in Atlanta at that time, you could come there and spend your money, be who you are. And there wasn't drawing. You were getting attention, but it wasn't like people were like trying. I don't know. It was just different what they were talking about. I think there's several movies that need to be made.
Yeah.
Anyway, I want to give out dates, but our dates are kind of off right now. So Listen, man, go to ArieSpears45.com.
No, ArieSpears.com.
Yeah, ArieSpears.com.
That's the email.
Oh, that's the email. Sorry. ArieSpears.com. And look at his website, and all the dates are on there. The dates we had a bunch of dates changed. So I don't
we
wanna
were supposed to be in Orlando next week.
Yeah.
But I'm going to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, but you say, we're not even, this isn't even going to be on. The other stuff that's going to be on, they're still going to begin the old dates, so I don't want to put out the dates. I think I'm just going to start doing that and say to go to ArieSpears.com. And other than that, like he said, we're not going to Orlando. He's going to Saudi Arabia. I'm going to spend some time at home because I need some rest.
Oh, Lord.
And I think that's it. Are we good? Are you good, Mark?
Yeah, we're good. I'm going to the strip club.
See, that's who goes to the male strip clubs.
Hilarious.
Man.
Hilarious.
That's a show.
Spears and Steinberg.
Thanks for listening to the Spears and Steinberg podcast. For more information on where to find us on the internet, visit SpearsburgPod.com.